Hello, everyone. This is Nikki with Day Trip Diva, and today's topic is basically travel story time. And I do have one for you. Actually, this was when I was working over the road, doing sprinter vans for Panther Logistics. I was driving the little like prime vans, and I had a load that was going to Utah. It was coming from Georgia and it was going to Utah. Really good miles, so I was really excited about that, and I was able to rack up some cash on that load. Well, I think it might have been the I-80 or the I-40. I can't remember. But anyways, I'm going through these mountains, and I've been through mountains before, so whatever. It's all good. And suddenly, I guess the elevation went up because coming down was insane. It was like a freaking roller coaster. And I know from truck driving about the brakes, if the brakes get hot, then you have no brakes. So usually trucks usually have the Jake braking, or you manually have to pump your brakes. And what you do is you hold down for 5 seconds, let go for 5 seconds. Hold down for 5 seconds, let go for 5 seconds. And so I tried that technique, but we're talking about a van here, so the brakes are smaller, they're not as tough as, the 18 wheelers, so you have to try a little bit of something else to get it. So basically, I do it how I do it in my car. If I want to slow down, you pump, 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 because if you slam down on your brakes, you activate your ABS, which means they will lock up and you might just flip over. So you pump your brakes to a manageable speed where you have some control on your steering wheel. But when it starts shaking like this, you're kind of losing a bit of control. So pump, pump, pump. I'm going through these mountains and everything. I get past that death roller coaster and we start to climb again. Now this time when we're climbing, I start to feel kind of woo, right? And so I started to get like this little headache, and I'm thinking maybe I haven't drunk enough water, but I've been in a van for like 10 hours, and I've got water, Gatorade, and everything. I have a cooler full of drinks, so there's no way I'm getting dehydrated if I literally have all these drinks sitting right next to me. And so I'm thinking, okay, well maybe I'm hungry or maybe whatever. And then my head starts to do this thing where it's like, woo, woo, woo. And I'm like, what the heck is this? So I start feeling sick, very nauseous to the point where I think I need to pull over and vomit somewhere. But I'm like, I'm just gonna hold on just a little bit longer. I'm almost to the spot where I need to deliver this load for the next day. I just got 30 more minutes, and for the next 30 minutes, it was like getting worse. It was like super excruciating, and it was like the pain started moving from the front of my head to the back, to the front, back, and it was still doing this balloon thing. And I'm, what the heck is this? And I was like, this, could this be like some sort of motion sickness or some sort of altitude sickness? And then it kind of hit me, maybe that's what it is, some sort of altitude sickness. So I was like, okay, well, maybe it'll stop once I stop and maybe it'll go away. It never did. So as soon as I was done, and as soon as I parked for the day, I went to a clinic actually, and I went in, and this is in the heat of COVID, so everybody's like skittish that I feel nauseous and things like that. And the doctor's coming out, and he's looking like he's got COVID suit on, like I'm about to spread some infectious disease to everybody, and I tell him what the symptoms are, and I'm like super scared. I don't know what's happening. My head's never done this before. I feel very sick. I can't make it go away. Is there anything over the counter I could take? And he's basically confirming that it was altitude sickness. And I told him that I've lived in Florida my whole life, and I've only been around mountains maybe one or two times on a vacation trip, but I've never had it like this. And he was just basically saying that we're very high up in Utah, and he said that I needed to go to the valley, whatever that was, where it's at lower altitudes. And I was like, sweet, okay. And so I did. I went to a truck stop that was in the valley, and it actually subsided. It didn't like go away, but it subsided. And he basically said that try not to take I-80 back. I think it was I-80. I don't know. I-40? Whatever. Try not to take that back. Try to go back around. And I was like, not gonna have it because that's extra miles that's driving, and with truck driving it just doesn't work. You're eating up gas and like whatever. There's a whole lot to it. So I was like, no, I'm going to have to take I-80 back. So I did take it back, and but I didn't have. I got the headache back, but it wasn't as bad as the first time. It was like my brain was just used to it now, and sleep helped a lot. And yeah, so altitude sickness. That's pretty insane. I don't want to go through that again. So I made it my mission to not ride that interstate anymore and just try something else.